Well, I think we're all going to have to brace ourselves over the next week by the reports coming out of the Ontario barn. Walk on the Moon likely will be scratched on Thursday. War We Welcome seems healthy as of today. Um, it's around everywhere. Somebody said to me, we just don't see the scratches yet everywhere else. Take a look at the program last night in Ontario. 12 scratches, plenty of scratches from the qualifiers. And as I said to somebody, you may not notice the qualifiers, but who scratches out of a qualifier? If it's not raining or your horse isn't lame or not ready to go, who scratches out of a qualifier on a beautiful day? Look at the scratches from today and last week also. So it is everywhere. It's going around. I was talking to one of our trainers in New York the other day. He also said it's everywhere. I can't really say I spoke to anybody in New Jersey, but I know in PA they're talking about it. Indiana, it just seems to be going around. So I guess we went through that. The crappy part of the head of I guess the front of the wave hit in Ohio about 10 days, 2 weeks ago, I guess 2 weeks ago. We went through it. You saw what had happened the other night. We got the horses healthy, but they weren't tight, which appears on paper to look a lot the same, but it's quite the opposite in reality. The horses went into the race healthy, come out of the race healthy. They're healthy. A couple of horses left coughing in the barn, very mild, still eating good, no temperatures. So the end of it has gone. I guess this is the very tail end of it at Northfield Park. We look at Ontario last night. Sure, we knew that Blue Monk was struggling with allergies. We did our best to treat him, and then he was sick afterwards. But a couple of people have messaged me a little angry about the way Mario driven the horse. Listen, I drove horses for 20 years. I made lots and lots and lots. Well, I still drive, I guess. I made lots and lots of mistakes, and I still make them. And you always will. And for anybody out there that says, "Oh, we should have used this guy, or we should have used that guy," or maybe Mario doesn't get along with Blue Monk. At the end of the day, first and foremost, the horse was sick and full of allergies. Nobody would have got along with him last night. We could have got John Campbell out of retirement to drive Blue Monk, and he was going to look poor last night. Having said that, yes. It would have been nice to race him a little more conservatively, but I guess Mario saw that, again, Blue Monk's just such a tactical horse, right? He can leave quick and get spotted quick. Somebody said, well, he's up the quarter in 27. He was up the quarter in 27 and 4 off, an 8th and 12 and a piece. That's a very, very slow second portion of the quarter, and at the end of the day, it's not even worth talking about. It's neither here nor there. The horse was sick. He has gone to the field, and he will stay there till this heat leaves. So he'll likely be out for a month, 5 weeks. I did for a second entertain gelding them, but I'm not going to. That hasn't worked well in the past for us, gelding horses at the end of their 2-year-old season. We can make the argument, we can talk about maybe we should have gelded him way back when, or maybe the horse just can't breathe. How's that? So I think Blue Monk, one of the cases, as I said, and he's not the only one. He's a little more high profile because he was one of the horses that I highly touted. I said he was the best, and can't breathe in the heat. So he's out. Off-Road Hanover's out. A number of other horses are out. I said I was going to do this, and I'm going to follow through on it. We're not racing sick horses. We're not racing horses that aren't in top form or can't be in top form, and Blue Monk fits in that category. So he's going out in the field. We do our best. We scratch brilliant corners. We knew he was coughing, even a little bit all week. We knew he was coughing. We weren't going to race a horse sick. We scratched him. Looks like we might have missed where we was up, but he wasn't coughing. I talked to Kevin 10 minutes ago. Said the horse looked fine going in, and you'll see that. Look through the program last night. Look at the way some of the horses raced. It's easy to say, oh, you shouldn't have missed that. Sure, you can miss it. The horses don't have a temperature, and they are eating. It's almost impossible to know which ones are sick. Even if you put a scope into them an hour before you go to the track, a lot of that stuff might be down deep, and you're not going to see it with a scope. It's got to come up. So we do the best we can to stay on top of this, but like every other stable, like every other trainer, these things happen. So when it comes down to last night in particular, I'm going to focus on the good news. Adrenaline Rush raced huge. I saw Bob, and I know this colt can leave a little bit. I saw Bob get away 8th. I got to be honest, I was cursing a little bit under my breath, but he ended up second over, drove the horse great. So good for Bob McClure, and thanks to him for driving the horse great. Kevin had him ready to go. Man, oh man, he looked good. Somebody said, well, the horse was tired, whatever. You're going to have people make excuses why our horse win, and grill us when they lose. But at the end of the day, Adrenaline Rush beat horses and looked great last night. I was very, very impressed with him, and a great job by Kevin, following up on a great night by Harry and Kevin and Georgian. So heading into yesterday, when we look at the overall picture of the last 48 hours at the stable.ca, for the most part, we had 3 seconds in Georgian. I drove Argento. Now, the politician in me can say, I was second in 55 with Argento yesterday. He was beat a country mile. So he tried at 58-3. We sold him after the race. So Argento has left the stable.ca. I think this is important for a number of reasons. One, you know, the staking division in Pennsylvania is very volatile. You know, you look at the Sire Stakes yesterday, they went 54-1. First lifetime start for that Goo Goo Gaga colt of Aki Svansted's. Man, he looked good. And then our division of the grassroots, the Stallion Series, won a mile in 55-1. That was a very, very big mile also. Argento raced good. We had an offer on the colt. We took it. So Argento has left the stable. That would be our only PA horse right now. I think that played a big role in why we sold him. Eglarium was close and tied up. She's getting back again. But again, temperature this morning, coughing. So tied up, then sick. Doesn't get much worse than that. She's sound. I guess we'll focus on that. Frilly Fringes won my Heart Hanover out in the field. Braemar raced great the other night. I had him entered back. Harry had asked me to enter him Monday in the Dreammaker. He's not going to be able to go. He was coughing. He coughed twice. James said in post-parade. He raced great. Didn't eat everything the morning of Monday morning. It's Tuesday morning. Yellow snot pouring out of him and he's coughing. He's not going to be able to go next Monday. I got to actually call Mohawk and take him out. So Braemar, again, that whole top barn, Mario said Walk on the Moon coughed a little bit today. He said War We Welcome did not. But it's not like we can take her out of that barn and move her somewhere. It's going to be everywhere. Everywhere. There's no hiding from it. Kevin said a couple of them are sick, but not bad in his barn. Harry hasn't reported any, but quite a few in the top barn. When you get in that condensed area, it doesn't take long for any of those babies to get sick. So, as I said, kind of got to brace yourself a little bit. There's going to be some scratches likely coming up in the near future. Some easy weeks for some horses. Braemar, we're not going to fill him full of antibiotics and try and race him on Monday. We'll race him in the second leg. So what we'll do is go easy on him all week. As I said to Johnny, Johnny and James have the horse in the top barn with Harry. I said, just go easy all week. Take it easy with the colt. Let him get over it. And then we'll push at that point. But it will pass. It has passed fairly quickly. That's my girl. I reported to you guys the other day. I didn't think she would be able to race tonight. She can. She coughed once or twice on Saturday. I trained her Sunday. She was good. Doug has her down there right now. He said she feels good for tonight. Is she tight? She's tighter than the horses in Ohio were, but she's not tight. I trained her Thursday. I trained her Sunday, very light miles. So since her last charted mile, she's only gone one fast mile and a couple little miles. So likely will be a little susceptible, a little short, a little weak tonight. But I'm driving her, so I'm going to try and put her in a position to do the best she can without taxing her too much. Italian Grit is still coughing. We're trying to get him over it for Saturday. That's not a great situation. And then Fox Valley Britska seems good. Trained good yesterday. No coughing out of him. They seem to get over it quick. Italian Grit didn't, but he's had a sketchy kind of immune system all year. So I suspect in the next day or so, Doug will have him cleaned up. Everybody else seems good on this side of the border. Everybody seems good. So for now, I'm going to focus on the great work done by Kevin McMaster and Bob McClure last night and obviously Adrenaline Rush in his victory. Beef and Cheddar, got to find somebody, I guess, that can steer him. I know what happens. He'll be going along, he'll duck in quick, and you know, you try to not overcompensate, but then end up going through some pylons. So we are going to have him up to the vet today. I don't think he's any different than he ever was his whole life. You just have to know the colt. Louis didn't know him. James did know him, and he caught him by surprise in the first turn. Louis didn't know him. He got him by surprise in the last turn. Here's a trivia question. When's the last time a horse was disqualified for pylons 2 weeks in a row? I don't know that I've ever seen that in my life. So I'm very, very unfortunate with Beef and Cheddar. We'll get him checked and make sure he is in the best way we can. I don't really think he was that bad last night. I think he just runs in and catches him off guard. This is a horse that has run in his whole life, or a roller burr in January. So I think we have to maybe put the roller burr on him tight. Get him looked at by the vet today. Make sure we're not missing anything. But I really don't think we are. We just have to have him in a better position and not Once he starts to get in, then that compounds. And James said when he was in the 2-wide path last week, in the last 3/8 of the mile, he didn't run in at all, but he did going into the first turn. So it's just very green. You got to know the colt, so we got to stay on top of that. But he is going to the vet today to make sure. No Free Lunch is heading up to the vet Thursday. He also is in the Dreammaker series on Monday. No coughs from him. Cross your fingers. And the horse that I keep forgetting about, and I apologize. First Glance continues to race good. 4th last night, raced very, very well. I was very, very happy with the colt. So we had Brilliant Corner scratch, sick. Blue Monk was sick and going to the field now. Adrenaline Rush raced great. Beef and Cheddar, very, very unfortunate luck with him again. First Glance raced very good, and so did Argento. So in the last 2 days at the stable.ca, we have a win, 4 seconds, a 4th, a 5th placed 8th, a scratch, and a sick horse. So it looks like things are coming around. We just have to manage them properly. North of the border, south of the border, looks like the virus is gone, full speed ahead. I'll talk to you guys soon. I hope you had a great weekend. I had a little bit of a smile anyway after Adrenaline Rush, and hopefully we can pick our pants up and move forward. Take care. I hope everything is good where you are.